Super Kids, welcome to Back to the Bible. Our Bible story is about two people who weren't super quick to obey, and it starts out in the very beginning of the Bible. God formed man from the dust of the ground. He breathed the breath of life into man's nostrils, and then man became a living person. Then God planted a garden in Eden in the east, and there he placed the man he had made. God made all sorts of trees grow up from the ground, trees that were beautiful and some that produced delicious fruit. In the very middle of the garden, he placed the tree of life and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. God placed man in the Garden of Eden to watch over it, but God warned man, "You may freely eat the fruit of the garden of every tree except the tree of knowledge and of good and evil. If you eat its fruit, you are sure to die." So God made a woman from the man's rib, and he brought her to the man. Now, the serpent, he was the worst of all wild animals God had made. One day, the serpent asked Eve, "Did God really say you must not eat the fruit from any of the trees in the garden?" She responded, "Of course we may eat fruit from the trees in the garden. It's only the fruit from the tree in the middle of the garden that we're not allowed to eat." The serpent replied, "But you won't die. God knows that your eyes will be opened as soon as you eat it, and you will be like God, knowing both good and evil." Well, at this, Eve was convinced. She saw that the trees and the fruit, it looked delicious, and she wanted the wisdom it would give her. So she took some of the fruit and ate it. Then she gave some to Adam, who was with her, and he ate it too. And at that moment, their eyes were opened, and suddenly they felt shame. Super Kids, Adam and Eve had been given instructions about the tree of knowledge of good and evil, and they disobeyed. They ended up suffering the consequences by leaving the garden that God had made for them. As Super Kids, we are quick to obey. Thanks for watching Back to the Bible.